A lot of things are happening in AEW, Ring of Honor. We're going to talk about it all in today's video. I want to kick things off with a very interesting trademark situation because Jeri-Show is being trademarked by Chris Jericho. Apparently, Chris Jericho has locked down this trademark. He filed for the term Jeri-Show with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and obviously the reaction to this is quite hilarious because, well, we all know this came from WWE. Now, we also know that WWE hasn't necessarily been following up with trademarks that have expired. So realistically, what can we expect from this? Maybe it is just simply Chris Jericho trying to own it, whatever it may be. There were rumors that Big Show was going to come back to wrestling and wrestle for AEW. I have no idea what the hell they have planned here. But we saw Matt Cardona try to get the Zack Ryder trademark. WWE ended up fighting it. Ultimately, things like this are just really interesting to see if anything actually unfolds from it. More than likely, in this situation, I would say no, but just as a fan guessing, I mean, you never really know in a situation like this. So we'll see what happens. Jeri-Show maybe returns to AEW television. Who freaking knows, but it's going to be interesting. Guys, we got to talk about Thunder Rosa. So Fightful Select dropped a very interesting report that there was a backstage summit that occurred on February 8th, Dynamite. There was a little bit of a meeting, I guess you can say. And basically the idea was that Thunder Rosa and other members of the roster had to come together and try to fix some of the issues that they had prior to when Thunder Rosa was taken off television due to injury. So with that being said, Thunder Rosa did work the tapings as well. If you guys didn't know, Thunder Rosa has been announced as a Spanish commentator for AEW television, and we haven't seen her wrestle since she was forced to vacate the championship belt. Nonetheless, Thunder Rosa is a hell of a talent. Whatever backstage issues that there were, hopefully it is all resolved. I think AEW has a very good thing going right now in their women's division with Jamie Hayter as champion. I think Thunder Rosa coming back when she's ready can definitely spice things up. I think the women's division has improved a lot. So, when you hear of these backstage issues, I'm glad that they're being resolved. It's something that I used to complain about a lot with AEW, and I used to say it in my videos. I said, you don't want these backstage issues to become the main story in AEW. Yes, it could be entertaining as a fan to, see some of these things transpire on television, but deep down inside, you want people talking about AEW because of good storylines, not because of the fact that AEW has a whole bunch of drama. So I'm glad it's getting resolved. It's a good thing that it's getting resolved. I would also go as far as saying that Thunder Rosa doing Spanish commentary is also pretty cool too. Now, it is going to be really interesting to see how long-term of that, or how long-term is the commentary portion of things, because look, sources have claimed that Thunder Rosa attempted to mend a lot of the fences during the conference. There was a lot of things about, sandbagging and a lot of things like working stiff. And, there was a lot of concern about Thunder Rosa and where she stands with AEW. And I think, she's a hell of a talent in the ring. I'd prefer to see her do that more than commentary. And that is one cool thing with AEW too. I got to admit, like, certain talent being able to do commentary for other things, it's a nice ability to have in AEW when you're afforded that freedom. But my point that I'm trying to make is that Thunder Rosa, is a really good in-ring talent, and you don't want to see these issues become the thing that people are talking about. You want people to talk about the good stories. So whether or not she's doing commentary, I think it is better and more fitting for her to be in the ring. She doesn't have to take the belt off Jamie Hayter or Jade Cargill, but she could still be involved in some good storylines, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Guys, I want to turn our attention to Ring of Honor. Yes, we have some major updates on Ring of Honor. Really cool stuff. ROH has been announced for the tapings. We all knew this. I've been talking about this for about a month now. But now we know the time slot for Ring of Honor going forward, and it appears that Ring of Honor will start being uploaded on Thursdays on Honor Club. So this is really cool. Tony Khan announced this on Twitter. Ring of Honor TV tapings, it should air on March 2nd, 2023. If you look at the calendar, March 2nd, 2023 is a Thursday. So the beauty of this is that on Thursdays, you're going to have quite a few options to watch on television or on Honor Club. Keep in mind, ROH does not have a TV deal It is a little bit disappointing that they didn't get a TV deal. I do find it to be a little bit disappointing that they're doing the tapings out of Universal Studios. I wish there would be something different here, or at the very minimum, just upload it to YouTube. But I'm going to give ROH a chance. I'm going to keep an open mind. I know there's a lot of talent who have been pulled from other companies to work for ROH. There's potentially some new signings, but there's a lot of question marks too. Who's signed to ROH? Who's part of ROH? We know Mark Briscoe's working both companies now. It's just a very interesting situation for AEW and ROH because nobody knows all the answers to these questions just yet. But going forward on Thursdays, you'll be able to watch Ring of Honor. You'll be able to watch Impact. I think Thursday's a very, very good time for wrestling. There's no WWE or AEW on there. So Ring of Honor will be on Honor Club on Thursdays starting March 2nd. I'm going to give it a chance. Hopefully you guys do too, and we'll see what happens. Guys, a quick reminder, if you guys want WWE 2K23 or AEW Fight Forever, by using the link in the description down below as an Amazon influencer, I get a kickback for it. So if you guys are interested in playing, I'll be having both of those games, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and of course PC. If you guys haven't pre-ordered, go ahead and check it out. The links are in the description. Anytime you purchase something from Amazon using my link, I get a kickback as an Amazon influencer. So I got to tell you that. But yeah, just some cool stuff happening there. Guys, we got to talk about the Freelancers. This is a new faction in AEW because now they are being referred to as the Freelancers. Tony Storm, Saraya, both hell of a talent. Obviously, I've spoken very highly about the storyline and what they're doing here within this storyline. The best part about the storyline is the fact that it's involving women that, are really, really good, but also it's getting a lot of people involved in the storyline. Maybe some names who have not had the best start to their careers in AEW. I feel like AEW has been doing a really good job of this. And I like the idea of factions in the women's division. We see all of these factions in the men's division. Why don't we see more factions in the women's division? Actually, the last faction that I could really think of that even had a name was like the Nightmare. What was the name? The Nightmare something. I don't know. It was with Awesome Kong and Brandy Rhodes and. Oh my God, that whole thing was a mess anyways. A lot of people hated it. They would cut people's hair off. That just goes to show you how bad it was that I can't even remember the name of the faction. But nonetheless, we don't see too many factions in the women's division. I'm super excited that we're starting to see more of this. And the best part is on Dynamite, we're still trying to get to the point of where does Ruby Soho stand, which I think is very awesome considering that Ruby Soho is now being part of a big storyline within AEW television. A lot of things happening in AEW, WWE. I'm going to keep you guys updated along the way. So just a reminder, click that subscribe button. This way you never miss a video. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.